Hi, everyone. Welcome. We're going to give people 2 more minutes and start at 4:35 just to get people settled in. So grab another glass of water, stand up, and we'll be back in 2 minutes to get started.
Just have Christmas.
Hi, everyone. I think we're going to get started. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to have people continue to pop in, and that is fine. Welcome, everyone, to the AIA Chicago Annual Meeting for 2024. This annual meeting, as required by the chapter bylaws, provides an opportunity to share some annual reports to the membership and also, most importantly, probably officially nominate the slate of board candidates for 2025. I'm Jen Masengard, the Executive Director for AIA Chicago and the AIA Chicago Foundation, and I'm here joined, she's going to be off screen just temporarily. I'm here with President Linda Dossi, AIA, whom you will hear from in a moment, to officially open the meeting in just a few minutes. It was so good to see so many of you at the holiday open house at CAC last week that we held together with the AIA Chicago Foundation, the Chicago Architecture Center, INOMA, Chicago Women in Architecture, Chicago Women in Architecture Foundation, Arquitectos, and Arquitina. Did I miss anyone? I think that was all. So thank you for those of you who came last week. We want to thank you for joining us for this evening of both business and celebration. December 13th starts our 156th year as a chapter, and since 1869, AIA Chicago has been the collective voice of the architecture profession in the city. We are 4,200 members strong in a national organization that is 99,000 strong, which is the largest in the Institute's history. And as we come to the end of another year, we are again reminded of the value of this organization and this very special architectural community made up of all of you. What a joy it's been to work alongside of you this year. It is a privilege to serve this incredible community of architects, designers, emerging professionals, allied partners, and students. So thank you. We are so grateful for you as members and for your involvement in AIA. You'll hear from several voices tonight, from members on our board, from leaders in both the chapter and the AIA Chicago Foundation. We'll introduce you to the new slate of 2025 board candidates for the chapter. We'll also hand out a series of special awards recognizing member milestones and volunteer contributions, and celebrate several honorees, including our Distinguished Service Awards and the Presidential Citation, and you'll have a chance to hear from them. So much of what we did this year would not be possible without the generosity of our sponsors who supported both the annual meeting tonight and the holiday open house last week. And so we are grateful for the generous contributions of our sponsors for the annual meeting and the holiday open house. Our lead sponsor for tonight is Pat Klett Peterson, and supporter sponsors Stantec and Taft Law. And finally, one last time for 2024, we'd like to celebrate our 1869 Circle partners this evening. Named for the year of the chapter's founding, as I mentioned, this group of sponsors supports AI Chicago at the highest levels and also they receive an unprecedented level of recognition at every single event all year. So we're thankful for those 1869 Circle partners. At 4 points throughout today's meeting, we're going to be using some interactive and live polling features to better understand your perspective as members, and more importantly, to gather feedback that's going to help us prioritize advocacy work for the new year. We'll be using an interactive tool called Mentimeter to collect your thoughts and feedback in real time. And so at various points throughout the meeting, 4 points, you'll see questions pop up on your screen. So here's how it works. I need you to get out your phone, or you can also use another window on your computer and go either to menti.com and enter the code that's displayed on the screen when prompted, or you can also scan the QR code with your phone's camera. And once you're logged in, you'll be able to see the current question and submit your response. Your input is very valuable in shaping our advocacy efforts, our future efforts, our focus, and so we encourage you to participate actively. Your responses are anonymous, but we are sharing the results live as they come in, so you'll be able to see them all as well. All right, let's get started with our first question. If you got your phone out, or you can go to, again, menti.com and enter the code. So in one word or phrase, what do you value most about being an AIA member? It's going to create a word cloud here. We're going to see what comes up. Community, working, inspiration, connections. Team, SFX, small firm exchange. Someone's on the call from SFX. That's great. Inspiration, mentorship, cool events. Oh, that's good to hear. Parties. Yes, we do a couple of those a year. Knowledge sharing. What else have we got here? Some other keywords. Connection, inclusion, collaboration, more connection, young architects, collegiality. All great things to see. Super. This is helpful. It's helpful to just to see what you value. So thank you for that. All right. As we mentioned, the larger words means more people are choosing that word, and we can get a collective sense of what you're thinking about and what you value. So thank you. If you've got any questions throughout the evening, just use the chat and you can reach out to us directly. We'll try to answer those as they come along. Let's look a little bit about 2024 highlights and reflect back a little bit on this past year. 2024 saw many exciting initiatives and programs and outreach, all while we continued our core mission of advocating for the profession, sharing knowledge among members, and partnering with communities. Volunteer leaders like you and staff developed 114 events and programs, 114 out of 365 days. That's a lot of programs. That included 48 hours of continuing education courses, of which 21 hours were health, safety, and welfare learning units. Approximately 1,800 members and friends attended knowledge community and affinity group programs. Other highlights. In February, AI Chicago members met with our elected representatives on Capitol Hill in DC to advocate for the profession on vital issues. The community engagement had a day of service, rehabbing a local home, and also led another successful Architects in Schools program at 4 local elementary schools. In May, we had a full-day Custom Residential Architecture Network Symposium, which provided a full day of professional development for small practitioners. Our third Thursday monthly program series highlighted the innovative work of our members, including June's partnership with the Chicago Women in Architecture, celebrating their 50th anniversary as an organization. In April, Guess a Sketch brought together over 200 people for some friendly competition among firms and also to financially support the AIA Chicago Foundation's Diversity Scholarship. The LGBTQIA+ Alliance continues to bring together a diverse group of professionals for advocacy, education, service, celebration, and events. In September, we celebrated your work at Design Night. We had over 850 people attend the Harris Theater ceremony, with another 500 people celebrating at the after party on a beautiful evening under the tent on a rooftop, minus the 20-minute downpour, but it was still a beautiful evening. In November, we served as the host city for 800 people, primarily women from across the country, for the AIA Women's Leadership Summit. And our members served as co-chairs. You developed programs and leadership seminars and workshops and tours. Thank you for your engagement with the chapter and for making this peer-to-peer network in Chicago so incredibly vibrant and impactful. To get us into the next segment and officially call the annual meeting to order, I'm pleased to introduce 3 board members who are sitting here off to my side. Linda Dossi, AIA, who is the 2024 president of the board of directors. You'll also hear from Kelly Moynihan, chapter secretary, and Ashton Williams, AIA, on behalf of the advocacy committee. They all sit on the board of directors. So welcome, Linda. I'll switch places with you.
Thank you, Jen. I'm gonna raise this one slightly, maybe.
Yeah.
It's always fun driving someone else's car. Okay. Thank you, Jen, and good evening to everyone. I have a gavel and I will officially call the 2024 annual meeting of AIA Chicago to order as its presiding officer. Now in the chat, you will find a link to our annual meeting agenda for this evening. We will be covering this general order of business. You might also notice that the 2024 Board of Directors is gathered in person in the conference room here at AIA Chicago. Before the pandemic, for many years, many of you may recall that we had a merged holiday party and an annual meeting. But that meant that members had to essentially pay to attend the annual meeting and vote on the board slate, which isn't in the spirit of inclusivity. Since 2022, we decided to hold our holiday party, as Jen noted earlier, in collaboration with other architecture, engineering, and construction groups in the city for an entirely free event at the CAC, because after all, the more the merrier. Also, since 2022, the board has wanted to do a better job of involving and being transparent with membership. Rather than a few talking heads at an annual meeting, as we've done the past couple of years, we want you to see how and where we gather, not just listen to us tell you why we gather. So everyone in the boardroom, if you could wave your hands, we've had a majority of our board show up this evening. Not everyone can attend, which is quite common for our monthly meetings. But thank you everyone who came tonight to show all of us together gathering again, as we have done, but showing the membership that we do indeed gather. Let's see. So every month we meet in this room and discuss chapter business in the service of all of our members. We gather collectively to maintain regular business, to guide the standards of the chapter, but also address challenges and concerns as they arise and to build consensus on future efforts. As members, this chapter office is your chapter office, and members are always welcome. So please stop by here at the office if you have questions, if you need assistance, the staff is here for you. And also join us here for events for knowledge as a knowledge community leader or a board member for the AIA Chicago or Foundation. The open call for members for the board for next year will come out again next September and August, and we look forward to you considering joining us. Now let's look back at the strategic planning work done by this board for this year and ahead to what's next. In 2021, AIA Chicago implemented a 3-year strategic plan for the organization, the first such plan in nearly 25 years. During 2024, our board and staff, guided by the member survey that more than 700 of you took back in January, have worked to develop our next strategic plan for 2025 through 2027. Your feedback strongly indicated a desire for the chapter to invest even more resources in its supporting members. I'm pleased tonight to share this new mission statement representing a renewed commitment and focus on you, the members. And here it is. AIA Chicago champions members by celebrating their impact, promoting learning, and advocating for a thriving architectural community. The vision statement of fostering a culture of design excellence for equitable and sustainable places remains our North Star. For the new strategic plan, it includes 5 key areas of operational focus: advocacy, membership, honors and awards, education, sponsorship, and finance. Through the strategic plan, we're expanding the ways in which we champion your work, your value, and your impact. And we need your help, because if AIA doesn't do the work of advocating for architects, who will? We're tackling the big challenges such as advancing equity and inclusion in the profession, supporting your work in addressing climate change, and ensuring that our diverse group of 4,200 members are supported at each stage of professional development and within many different areas of practice. This is all towards the goal of a healthy and thriving architectural community. Please stay tuned for the full plan to be released in January. Again, we will need your help to accomplish all of these action items and goals from the 5 key areas together. And I hope you'll consider being an active collaborator over the next 3 years in a variety of ways that are available to you. Next, let's look at the 2025 AIA Chicago Board of Directors proposed slate of candidates. The board nominating committee is represented by the AIA Chicago president, the president-elect, the past president, the chair of the Fellows Committee, and other AIA members who also serve or have served in allied organizations, including this year, INOMA and Architectos. This year's nominating committee included the following AIA Chicago members: myself, Jason Golub, AIA, Mindy Viamontes, AIA, Catherine Baker, FAIA, PK Trish Vanderbeck, AIA, Elizabeth Cisneros Tlatlaka, Associate AIA, Emmanuel Garcia, James Holland, AIA, and Randy Gio, FAIA. The 2025 slate of board candidates is composed of 1 member representing small firms, 8 members representing medium-sized firms, 11 members representing large firms. There are also affiliate, associate, and student members. Of the nominees, 65% identify as female, 35% identify as firm owners or executives within their offices, and 30% identify with a minority population. Our 2025 proposed board slate of AIA members and their roles are as follows. For the new executive committee, Jason Golub, AIA president. Kelly Moynihan, AIA first vice president, president-elect. Callie Verkamp, AIA VP of Finance. Richie Hans, AIA VP of Membership and also Secretary. Natalie Hicks, AIA VP of Advocacy. Shay Taylor, AIA VP of Education. Susan Brain, AIA VP of Sponsorship. Peter Voidovich, AIA VP of Honors and Awards. For next year's directors, Linda Dossie, AIA past president. Sarah Beardsley, FAIA. Lori Day, AIA. Fred Greer, AIA. Jesse Lafree, AIA. Candace Small, AIA. Neil Sondergroth, AIA. And Ashlyn Williams, AIA. Our associate directors, Nora Ain, Associate, AIA. Eve Feynman, Associate AIA. Our affiliate directors, Albert Mena, Affiliate AIA Chicago, and Eric Singer, Affiliate AIA Chicago. Student directors are on our board. The 3 student directors are appointed by their AIAS chapters from the 3 local schools of architecture. Amelia Fager, AIS, School of the Art Institute of Chicago. Tom Godinay, AIAS, University of Illinois at Chicago, and Caleb Kwok, AIAS, Illinois Institute of Technology. The Chicago board also includes 3 delegates from the AIA Illinois board. These individuals are appointed by AIA Illinois and are not voted on by AIA Chicago's membership. However, we are happy to have them represent Chicago in Springfield. They are Alziro Maldonado Protzition, AIA, Robert Natke, AIA, and Cesar Santoy, AIA. As the year ends, we are grateful for the work and impact of 3 members who will be leaving our board. And please join me in thanking them for their dedicated service to our chapter over the past several years. Leaving our board will be Mindy Villamontes, AIA 2023 president, Julie Hacker, AIA, who has also served as VP of sponsorship, and Josh Mings, AIA. AIA Chicago, I'm going to move on to our voting requirements. Sorry, I didn't pause for the slide. Here we go. AIA Chicago members in good standing will vote electronically on the 2025 proposed Board of Directors slate of candidates and proposed bylaw changes. Voting opens today at 6 p.m. and will run through Thursday, December 12th at 11:59. Not midnight, 11:59. The results will be emailed to membership on Friday, December 13th. Members are asked to review the candidates in the email sent to all members on November 1st. Details on all the candidates, including their bios and their terms, can be found at the link in the chat of this annual meeting also. Please watch for the email for voting this evening. Each architect and associate member will receive a unique link from Election Runner in order to cast their vote individually. Please be sure also to check your spam folder just in case it goes to the wrong folder. Next up, a report on the chapter's finances. Board Treasurer Callie Verkamp is traveling today, so I will be sharing the updates of the chapter's finances with you. I am happy to report that AIA Chicago is in a solid financial position as we come to the close of 2024. As of the end of Q3, September 30th, our total liabilities and equity for the chapter totaled just over $1.7 million. Our operating budget for 2024 is just over $1.5 million. At the close of Q3, we had collected 104% of our budgeted revenue and have realized 83% of our projected budgeted expenses. We are on track to close the year ahead of budget. We are so grateful to the many sponsors who have supported AIA Chicago in the past year. Their contributions of non-dues revenue are an important source of income for the chapter, allowing us to provide a depth of free programs, resources, and staff support unmatched by many other chapters in the country. The Finance Committee, in partnership with AIA Chicago Foundation's Finance Committee, has been hard at work to develop the chapters and the foundation's first ever investment policies with Wintrust Bank. This work builds upon the efforts of the board committees from 2022 to 2023 to develop new fiscal policies which have guided internal procedures. Thank you again to all of our sponsors and all of our members for a successful year. I will now turn this over to Kelly Moynihan for our membership report.
Thanks, Linda, and good evening, members. First off, I want to thank everyone here today for being members of the American Institute of Architects. We are grateful for your involvement in the chapter and the ways in which you share your knowledge among peers and join together to advocate for a stronger, healthier profession. Our membership numbers in 2024 continue to rise, along with the AIA membership nationally. AIA nationally currently has 99,362 members across the country. This is the most in the Institute's history. AIA Chicago has 4,206 members in 5 categories. Compared to this time last year, we are ahead by 23 architects and 29 associate members. This is with a modest decrease in new members, but marked an increase in member renewals over the last year. Currently, we have 2,332 architect members and 624 associate members, surpassing last year's totals. This is the highest number of associate members we've had in the history of the chapter, a positive sign for the future, and one that is closely linked to the strengthened outreach to IIT, UIC, and SAIC over the past few years. We also have nearly 250 emeritus members. For local membership, 2024 saw the phase out of our multi-corporate affiliate membership, replaced by an individual membership system. This new membership type has gained traction. As of December 1st, we have 250 professional affiliate members of the chapter, with renewals ongoing into the new year. Student membership has grown dramatically over the past year. We surpassed last year's total by 130, leading us to 750 total student members, primarily from the 3 local schools of architecture. This free membership allows students to attend AIA Chicago programs for a highly reduced rate and receive chapter communications. Help us maintain a strong membership. If you have not yet renewed your membership for 2025, I encourage you to do so at your earliest convenience. Also, if you have recently changed your mailing address or your firm, please be sure to update that information. A link has been placed in the chat for your convenience. And now I'll turn it over to Ashlyn Williams, Board Advocacy Committee member, is next with our advocacy report.
Thank you, Kelly, and hello, everyone. During 2024, the chapter's advocacy committee was engaged in a wide range of issues, some planned, and some of which popped up warranting our attention. The committee serves as your voice in advocating on behalf of the profession with elected officials, neighborhood groups, and government agencies related to key issues that impact architects. We provided public and written testimony, shared public comments, and participated in committee discussions advocating for the Clean and Affordable Building Ordinance, known as CABO, at the City Council. Illinois Green Alliance led this major pending effort. We read a statement at a community hearing organized by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to support preservation of the Damon Avenue silos for future reuse. We submitted a statement on the proposed demolition of 2 downtown buildings on State Street by the U.S. General Services Administration. We offered comments on drafts of the Chicago Central Area Plan update prepared by the Chicago Department of Planning and Development. Members of the Advocacy Committee also continued our long-established Department of Buildings working group, which shares information and feedback with the Chicago Department of Buildings. We also participate in the Building Professionals Policy Group, organized by the Illinois Green Alliance. The role of the Advocacy Committee is to advocate for you as professionals in your practice of architecture. In March, we participated in the annual Prairie Grassroots Lobbying Day in Springfield, organized by AIA Illinois. The day focused on 3 issues, one of which was a change to the Illinois Architecture Practice Act to eliminate the rolling clock requirement for completing the architecture registration examination within a specified time limit. This change was enacted by the Illinois legislature, signed by Governor Pritzker, and will be implemented in the new year. Our EDI committee continues with the next phase of the working group for beta testing pay equity tools and an anti-racism pledge with architectural firms and members outlining actionable steps in addressing inequality. They also organized a bike tour of Bronzeville, highlighting community and member-led design projects. And the Young Architects Forum presented an educational program on well-being in the workplace. A second program is in development. Advocacy is one of 5 key areas in the AIA Chicago Strategic Plan, So watch for more activities next year and get involved if this kind of effort is important to you. Visit aiachicago.org/advocacy to learn more and connect with us. Our next polling question focuses on advocacy, a key area where AIA Chicago strives to make an impact. We want to hear from you about how important various advocacy priorities are to you as a member. EDI initiatives remain an important focus for the 2025-27 strategic plan as AIA Chicago continues to advocate for a culture of belonging, celebrating all identities and perspectives in pursuit of just and sustainable communities. Beyond EDI initiatives, we'd like to know where you feel the Advocacy Committee should target its efforts and energy in 2025. You'll see a list of 6 issues on your screen. Take a moment to think about how these priorities align with your values and aspirations for the architectural profession, then rate each one on a scale. Your input will guide us as we refine our advocacy efforts and ensure they reflect the needs and interests of our members. Make your choices, and as you can see, watch the live results.
It's the biggest word.
Oh, it's a sliding scale. Affordable housing. Thank you for your thoughtful responses. And now we'll take it a step further. While we've highlighted these few key advocacy priorities for 25, we'd like to hear from you about additional areas of focus. This is an open-ended question, so please share any additional advocacy priorities you feel AIA Chicago should address in the coming year. Your ideas will help us expand our efforts and ensure we're tackling the issues that matter most to our members and the architectural community. As this is an open question, we'll give it a couple more moments to make sure that everyone has a chance to respond. And if it doesn't come to you now, do remember we have the advocacy website where we are always sort of open to receive additional feedback and comments. Again, thank you for your valuable input. It's always inspiring to see the diversity of ideas that come from our members and the passion you bring to advocating for our profession. We'll now take a brief pause and invite you to enjoy a quick look back at Design Night 2024, which took place this September at the Harris Theater for Music and Dance. We'll be right back with the business portion from the AIA Chicago Foundation.
And the audio, it's all yours.
Thanks. When do I start? Hello, I am Christopher Schwedick, president of AIA Chicago Foundation. The AIA Chicago Foundation, which has been in operation since 1958, is a charitable organization dedicated to investing in Chicago's architectural change makers by awarding scholarships, grants, and recognition. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the foundation's individual corporate donors who gave $500 or higher in 2023 and 2024 to date. Thank you all for the generous support of our mission. A complete list of the 2024 donors will be showcased on the foundation website early in 2025. We encourage you to join in this vision of a city where the architecture profession is diverse, equitable, and inclusive. Consider making a donation today. Okay. Oops. I'm now pleased to present the 2025 Foundation Board of Trustees who were approved by the AIA Chapter Board in early December. President, Danielle Tillman, AIA NOMA. Vice President, Trish Vanderbeck, AIA. Treasurer, Susan Conger Austin, AIA. Secretary, Gracia Maria Schiffen, FAIA. And immediate past president, Chris Schwedick, AIA. And trustees continuing their service on the foundation board include, get this right, Alia Dudnick, FAIA, PhD, Palmera Gerasi, Keal June, Associate AIA, NOMA, Julia Mesquia, Associate AIA, Lynette Stuhlmacher, Associate AIA, and Public Trustee Roberta Fellman, PhD. And we'd like to welcome 5 new trustee board members to the board. And those are Brian Gann, AIA, NOMA, Melissa Gibson, AIA, Helen J. Kessler, FAIA, Justin Rossman, AIA, and Dawn R. Schutte, FAIA, NOMA. And the new ex officio trustee representing AIA Chicago chapter in 2025 is the president-elect, Kelly Moynihan, AIA. I'd also like to recognize the following trustees who will be leaving the foundation board after a long tenure. Outgoing past president, Chris Anne Marie Spencer, AIA, NOMA. Outgoing treasurer, Walter D. Street, III, AIA, NOMA. Outgoing trustees, Gina Perdownwitz, AIA, and Mary Woolover. We're grateful to their service and leadership. We look forward to another productive and rewarding year. And now on to the Foundation's 2024 awards and scholarships. The Foundation recognized 6 projects from 5 architecture schools this year for our AIA Chicago Award in Architecture competition. Let's begin with our 3 honorable mentions from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, Judson University, and the University of Illinois, Chicago. The 3rd place award is from the School of the Art Institute. The 2nd place award goes to the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. And finally, the 1st place award, called the Ben Jonk Award, goes to The Spaces in Between by Chuck Chun Chong from the Illinois Institute of Technology. These are incredible projects, and congratulations to our 2024 winners. Now we are also thrilled to recognize Elisa Gonzalez and Ivan Gonzalez Vasquez from the Illinois Institute of Technology as the 2024 recipients of the Diversity Scholarship. Diversity scholars receive a $10,000 scholarship for financial support for their education, and they will be paired with a mentor to assist them in their career decisions and development. Tonight, I'd also like to thank our 2024 Diversity Scholarship mentors, Angelica Palzia, AIA, who is paired with Alicia, and Victor Jimenez, AIA, who is paired with Ivan. Let's go then. Oh, and finally, we'd like to once again recognize Emily Ray, AIA, as the 2024 Doombin Family Young Architect Award winner. Emily received a cash prize given by the Doombin family, and Emily's career has been dedicated to advancing equity and creating meaningful change to their profession. Congratulations to all the 2024 winners. So now it's time for another mentee question. Let's now shift our focus to the future of the profession. We want to learn more about how your firms are actively supporting and empowering the next generation of architectural changemakers. Your insights will help us better understand the ways our members are cultivating tomorrow's leaders and how our foundation can help support those in the future. We're excited to see your responses and celebrate the incredible impact you're making. Well, thank you so much for your responses. It's inspiring to see the meaningful efforts underway to empower the future of architecture. As a quick break, we're going to look back at Guess-A-Sketch, sorry, this past April. Sales from the purchases of sketches drawn by our 6 honoree sketchers raised $2,000 for the Foundation's Diversity Scholarship. And then we'll have a word from our sponsor, Taft Law. When we come back, we'll hear again from Kelly Moynihan, AIA Vice President of Membership, for member recognition.
Good evening, AIA Chicago! I am pleased to welcome you to the second annual Guess-A-Sketch.
At Taft, we think forward. With more than 925 attorneys and 11 major markets across the United States, we have a play-to-win mindset, striving for the best outcome for our clients, our community, and our people. Learn more about the modern law firm and our workplace culture of creativity, teamwork, inclusion, and diversity at taftlaw.com. At Taft.
All right. Hello, I'm back again, Kelly Moynihan, Board Vice President for Membership. Tonight, we recognize and give a heartfelt thanks to all of our knowledge community and affinity group leaders. These 47 individuals, in collaboration with our AIA Chicago staff, are responsible for developing and implementing over 60 educational programs for our members and the AEC community at large. We are so grateful for their work in this vital peer-to-peer learning network. To the knowledge community and affinity group volunteer leaders, we thank you. Your leadership and commitment has strengthened the knowledge, skill levels, and design excellence of thousands this year. Thank you for all that you have done and continue to do for AIA Chicago. We also want to extend our deepest gratitude to our outgoing leaders for their dedication and service to the knowledge communities, KCs, and affinity groups, AGs. Volunteer leaders also helped organize our professional development programs and groups, including the ARE Study Group, the Bridge Mentorship Program, and the Transform Leadership course, returning in February 2025. In 2024, special committees also led the creation of 7 new Third Thursdays, the Custom Residential Architecture Network Symposium, Guess a Sketch, and Design Night. All of these volunteer leaders have played an incredible role in supporting you, our members, and this architectural community at large. Their many hours of service in peer-to-peer learning, networking, and professional development embody the true spirit of this member-powered organization. If you'd like to get involved in the new year, please join us on the third Thursday in January, on January 16th, for our annual virtual volunteer fair. Come and get info, meet the committee chairs, and learn how you can get involved for a single day event, a few weeks, or throughout the year. 2024 was an exciting year for many architects who pursued their architectural licensure. We salute these 32 AIA Chicago members who recently became licensed in the state of Illinois or upgraded their membership from associate to full AIA member. Many cheers and congratulations to all of them for this amazing milestone in their professional path. It's time now to recognize and honor our members for their long service and contributions to our chapter and AIA at large. 10 years ago, these architects began their membership with AIA. Many familiar names here of those who've been active in our architectural community. Congratulations to them. Next, back in 1999, this impressive list of architects first joined AIA 25 years ago. You will recognize many who have contributed a great deal to their firms, allied organizations, and our local chapter. Congratulations to all of those on their silver AIA anniversary. And back in 1974, 50 years ago, these members began as AIA members. Edwin Denson, AIA member emeritus, and Robert Hunter, AIA member emeritus. Our heartfelt thanks and warmest congratulations to these members on their golden AIA anniversary. Before we move on, I want to mention that all of those members celebrating their 10, 25, or 50-year AIA anniversary this year will receive a communication from us in January with details about their certificates. So keep an eye out on your inbox for more information. In 2024, AIA Chicago was proud to celebrate 7 members who were elected to the College of Fellows. Please join me in raising a virtual toast to Tom Bassadilli, FAIA, Nicholas Cameron, FAIA, Drew Deering, FAIA, Maria A. Peyo Peraza, FAIA, Jonathan Solomon, FAIA, Ann Thompson, FAIA, and Roderick K. Walton, FAIA. Big congrats. This past March, we were also pleased to get word from AIA National's announcement that 3 local members were recipients of the Young Architects Award. This honor recognizes AIA members in the early stage of their architectural career who have shown exceptional leadership in design, planning, education, and service to the profession. Again, big congratulations to Ryan Gann, AIA NOMA, Richie Hands, AIA NOMA, and Carl Sergio, AIA NOMA, for this exceptional honor. And now, here to give us a quick update on the advocacy highlights in 2024 from the AIA Illinois State Chapter in Springfield is the Executive Vice President, Eric Klinner.
Thank you. I won't keep you all long, but thank you for allowing me to speak to you all today, and thank you for joining into this important meeting. I just wanted to touch a little bit on what we're looking forward to in 2025. Right now, we are looking at running a school safety bill based on some input that we received last year towards the end of session. And that allows for plenty of room on our agenda to consider more from all of you. Uh-oh. Sorry, looks like my camera went down there. If you have any ideas, have heard anything, or want us to consider adding anything to our agenda, please send us an email at advocacy@aiail.org. I'm also going to take advantage of the questions that were asked earlier of all of you, since we do work very closely with all of the local chapters here, to see how we can take some of those items and push those on the state stage as well. Looks like I'm continuing to have some issues, so I'm just going to leave my camera off. We do have our Prairie Grassroots Day scheduled, and that will be March 18th, 2025. We will again have a bus leaving Chicago at the Merchandise Mart and also in Joliet. We look forward to as many of you attending as we can. It's a good chance for an hour of education and meeting with your legislator, as well as a good party as well. If you're interested in joining our 2025 Legislative Committee, I'd encourage you to also email the email on your screen, advocacy@aiail.org. We'll be looking at how different bills may affect you all, in the practice. We'll also be looking at how the different bills that come across affect architecture in general in Illinois. During the last session, we had 9,000 bills. Don't worry, we won't ask you to look through all of those. We'll narrow that down for you, but we'd welcome any input. So please feel free to get a hold of us, and have a great night. Thank you. And Jason, I'll go ahead and throw it over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. I'm Jason Golub, 2024 President-elect. Thank you for all your work in Springfield, Eric, to advocate on behalf of our members with the state legislators and other state-level boards on issues that impact the profession. I want to acknowledge and thank these AIA Chicago members who serve on our state chapters board. AIA Chicago member Jeremy Gentile, Associate AIA, will serve as the 2025 AIA Illinois President, as well as Molly Rademacher, AIA, who will serve as the Secretary. Congrats and good luck to both of you. At the national level of AIA, we are also well represented by AIA Chicago members who take on these leadership roles. President Kimberly Dowdell, AIA NOMAC, has led the Institute with an unwavering vision for a more inclusive, diverse, and stronger profession. Representation matters, and as the Institute's 100th president, she will also be the first millennial president and the first Black woman to serve in this role. We are grateful for her service and her leadership. AIA Chicago member Corey D. White, AIA, served on the National AIA Board of Directors, along with Andre Brumfield, Associate AIA, who served on the National Strategic Council. Many other local members chaired various committees, task force, and national knowledge communities and affinity groups. Finally, we want to acknowledge the passing of those AIA members who we lost in the past year. Whether we knew them or knew of them, all contributed to the building and rebuilding of our communities. If you know of another local architect who passed this year, please let AIA Chicago know so that we can honor their memory. As we approach the final question, let's take a moment to reflect back on our new mission. Celebrating your impact promoting learning, and advocating for a thriving architectural community. With this mission as our guide, we're excited to implement our strategic plan for the upcoming year. For this question, we'd like to hear from you about which of these focus areas you're most excited to see receive more support as a member. You'll have 4 options to choose from: membership, strengthening member engagement and fostering community across all career stages; honors and awards, developing programs that enhance equity, relevance, and sustainability, including celebrating decarbonization and design excellence; education, expanding resources and practice management, sustainability, emerging technologies, and more while improving program impact; and advocacy, advancing initiatives in equity, diversity, and inclusion, pay equity, and climate-focused sustainability efforts. Please take a moment to reflect and make your choice. Your feedback will help shape our efforts to deliver the support you value most. I see the boxes are all growing. That's good. Thank you for your input. It's invaluable as we plan for an impactful year ahead. We'll pause now for a very short break and a word from our lead level sponsor, PacLad Peterson, and from Stantec, a supporter level sponsor. When we return, we'll finish with our last group of honorees, the Distinguished Service Awards and the Presidential Citation. Please stay with us.
Hello, I'm Peter Voidovich, Vice President of Honors and Awards. Since 1955, the AIA Chicago Board of Directors has recognized individuals and organizations who have provided outstanding service to the Chicago architectural community. This year, the board is elected to bestow 2 Distinguished Service Awards to 4 remarkable leaders and organizations who exemplify advocacy, education, and community building. The first award recognizes Jonathan Kelly and Chelsea Ridley. Jonathan and Chelsea have made transformative contributions to the North Lawndale community through their innovative work at the Lawndale Pop-Up Spot. This community space brings together art, storytelling, and urban revitalization to foster pride and connection. Projects such as Reimagining 16th Street and the Chicago Sukkah Design Festival showcase the profound impact architecture and design can have on community empowerment. Congratulations, Jonathan and Chelsea. Jonathan, if you're with us, are you able to go ahead and speak?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Great. Hi, I'm Jonathan Kelly, co-founder of the Lawndale Pop-Up Spot. We are a community museum in a shipping container on the west side of Chicago at Love Blooms here Plaza. Just want to say thank you so much to this group for your award. We've been getting a lot of plaudits from people that we know. It's really a distinguished honor. You know, from our very beginning in 2019, architects have been a huge part of what we do, from Open Architecture Chicago, getting us, you know, doing the first designs that allowed us to put our vision out there, get some funding and support from the aldermen and from community members, to Catherine Darnstadt as a real inspiration for what we do, to the Chicago Sukkah Design Fest with Joseph Alschutler Zach Morrison in Human Scale and Could Be Design, Human Scale, who worked with us on early projects and in the Sukkah Design Festival. And our current exhibit actually was designed by one of the folks here today, Ryan Gann. It's on display until April. It's called Recovered. It was originally at the Chicago Architecture Center. They've been amazing partners as well. So I mean it when I say that without architects and architecture, we wouldn't be where we are. So we're really thrilled. And we want to thank, in particular, Odile Compagnon for being a partner every step along the way. And most particularly to the people of North Lawndale, architects and not who've allowed us into their world and allowed us to do some really fun things in the neighborhood. So again, my thanks very much for this award, and thanks to AIA for all the work that you do.
Likewise, Jonathan and Chelsea, thanks for all your great work. Really great to hear you speak. Our second award this evening honors the Chicago Women in Architecture and the Chicago Women in Architecture Foundation. 50 years ago, when only 222 women architects were members of AIA across the entire country, the founding of Chicago Women in Architecture was a bold and necessary step to create a network of support and a powerful collective voice for women in the profession. CWA's trailblazing efforts have since reshaped the architectural landscape, leaving a profound impact on Chicago and the profession at large. In 2003, establishment of the Chicago Women in Architecture Foundation, the CWAF, further expanded this legacy, providing educational funding through scholarships, awards, and programs like the Transformative Ladders to Leadership Initiative. Together, the CWA and the CWAF have continued to champion gender equity, empower emerging architects through initiatives like the Gertrude Lemp Kurbis Scholarship, and inspire generations of women to lead and thrive in architecture. Accepting the 2024 Distinguished Service Award on behalf of CWA and CWAF, is the CWA representative here this evening?
CWA, I'm here, Maria Tasada. I'm the Vice President. And it's really a privilege to accept this Distinguished Service Award in behalf of Chicago Women in Architecture. At the core of everything that we do lies our remarkable members. Their energy, dedication, and contributions are the engine that empower organization success. Every gathering, or whether like attending an event, engaging in meaningful discussions, or simply supporting one another, push our conversation forward and strengthen our community. One of the most gratifying aspects of our work is witnessing the incremental change that we achieve. Like, it's in those moments when women find the courage to negotiate the salary or secure an opportunity they have straight for, or even when we provide scholarships that not only offer financial support, but also open doors to exposure and job opportunities at leading firms in the field, are this kind of experience that remind us that our work has a lasting and tangible impact in our community. Serving on our board in our committees also offers our volunteers a unique opportunity to develop and showcase their leadership abilities. It's a space where they can lead, grow, and make a meaningful contribution to the profession while simultaneously stretching our shared vision. The truth is that the more we invest in our organization, the more we receive in return. And in our experience, the reward far exceeds the efforts we put in. CWA is an incredibly supportive community that connects women with their peers, leaders, and with opportunity to inspire growth, collaboration, and success. And I want to express my deepest gratitude to each and every one of you for being part of this journey, for showing up, and for contributing to a shared future that is brighter and more equitable. We cannot thank our sponsor enough for the valuable contribution as well. They support make our programming possible, and their presence amplify reach, enabling us to connect and inspire even more individuals. So let us continue this work together, lifting each other up and building a legacy of impact that will endure for generations to come. We really appreciate this award, and thank you for the recognition.
Thank you so much, Maria, and congratulations to the CWA and CWAF. I'm going to turn things over to Linda Dawson, our 2024 AIA Chicago president, for the last award of the evening.
Hello again, all. The Presidential Citation is selected annually by the chapter president of AIA Chicago Board of Directors. This honor recognizes individuals who have served the chapter members in an outstanding capacity throughout the president's tenure and beyond. The 2024 award recognizes Janine Harrell, AIA, and Bria Page, AIA, as two extraordinary leaders who have exemplified service, advocacy, and a commitment to fostering equity within our profession. Janine has spent over a decade representing her peers at the state and national levels of AIA leadership, all while building her own firm and championing sustainability through her work with the Chicago 2030 Working Group and the AIA National Strategic Council. In 2024, she thought she was done with her year of service, but we cajoled her into bringing her leadership and expertise to helping us with the organization all year long of the AIA National Women's Leadership Summit in Chicago, serving as a co-chair and elevating the event to a new level of success with nearly 900 women attending from across the country. Bria Page, also serving as co-chair for the AIA Women's Leadership Summit, in addition, also led this year the 50th anniversary committee for Chicago Women in Architecture. Through her leadership, she helped organize a year-long series of impactful programs, panels, walking tours, and exhibition, helped develop an exhibition at the Chicago Architectural Center, all celebrating the legacy and future of women in architecture. Together, Janine and Bria have demonstrated what it means to lead with purpose, creating opportunities for others, and advancing AIA Chicago's vision of fostering equitable, sustainable spaces and places. Congratulations to Janine and Bria on this well-deserved honor. At this time, we are going to ask Janine first to share some remarks on this award. Janine?
Thank you so much, Linda. I don't know how a decade passes so quickly, but it does. The Women's Leadership Summit travels to a different city across the country each year, and it was really special that the summit was here in Chicago this year, where we have such a rich legacy of women in architecture. And truly, it was my honor to be asked to be a co-chair of the event. And we had an amazing advisory group. I see at least one familiar face on the call from that advisory group. AIA Chicago staff and AIA national staff did an amazing job with coordinating things. And again, we had almost 900 women convene in Chicago. And again, it was truly my honor, and I'm grateful to be situated here in Chicago, where architecture is celebrated, where women are celebrated, diversity is celebrated, and I'd love to see us continue to do that. Working with Bria was a joy, and I hope that we will continue to work. I know we will continue to work together and continue to create impact here in Chicago. I do want to say, as I mentioned, the summit travels each year. Please be on the lookout for location for next year, and also know that there are scholarship opportunities. So I'm sure many of you here on this call participated, whether your firm opened its doors, whether you came to a dine around, whether you presented. And everyone who attended has indicated that there was immense impact. So please be on the lookout. Please encourage colleagues and members to attend. Programming like this for women in architecture is incredibly critical. And again, I'm just grateful to have been a part of it. Thank you.
And now we're going to hear from Bria.
Hi, all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Linda. This is such an honor. And I'm going to start with a couple thank yous, because while I am very grateful for this, there are so many people who have really contributed to the amazing things that have happened in Chicago this year, the Women's Leadership Summit. Thank you, Janine, for being my co-chair. This has been an honor to work with you. And yes, I cannot wait to work with you again. And a fantastic panel of women leading this along with AIA National, AIA Chicago, and Jen, your support and guidance has been steadfast. You're a rock of this organization. Thank you. And then CWA and Anne and Grace, our president and president of CWAF, for guiding and leading this year with everything going on for the 50th anniversary. And then a shout out to CAC for letting me basically live there this year. Thank you guys. During this year, which for me has been a year of complete feminism. I've buried myself in so many publications and literature, media, trying to understand the transformative leadership that Chicago has played in the role of women in architecture over the last 50 years, and their visibility or maybe lack of visibility. And I've cycled through all the emotions that have come with that, trying to understand the storyline. But that is exactly what has energized and motivated me this year. This city is so impactful and wonderful. I've learned that solidarity really cannot be assumed. It's something that has to be built. And this group of architects here are not only great at building buildings, but building that solidarity and lifting each other up. So I'm incredibly proud of the work that I've been able to be a part of, the people who have welcomed us in and allowed us to transform this year into what it has become. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And looking forward to all the great things to come next year.
Thank you both to Janine and Bria. I hope everyone else listening who looks more into this finds both of you to be your passion and service as inspirational as I have found it to be also. So thank you back. I would now also like to thank all of you for attending this evening in our annual AIA Chicago meeting. And I would like to offer congratulations again to all of our award recipients that we identified this evening. We've had a lot to celebrate this year. You are members volunteering your time in the community, and you all help make this chapter a special place to be. Many thanks also to the staff of AIA Chicago for their dedicated work each day in supporting the work of our chapter and all of our 4,200 members, and especially tonight, running and gunning all of the technology. It's been a great opportunity to work with you this year. Thank you very much. I would also like to thank the entire 2024 Board of Directors. For those of you who can adjust who you're seeing on your camera, they might be waving to you right now. And I would like to thank all of you as well for this year. As one final reminder, AIA Chicago Architect and Associate Architect members should watch for the email this evening to vote electronically on the 2025 proposed Board of Directors slate of candidates. Again, the voting starts at 6 p.m. tonight, and it runs through Thursday, December 12th at 11:59. With the results emailed to you tomorrow, or the results emailed to you the following day on Friday, December 13th. Our next annual meeting will be held December of 2025. Thank you again for joining us this evening. I would now like to ask a board member in the adjoining room, in our meeting room, to motion that we adjourn this meeting, sorry.
I motion to adjourn the 2024 annual meeting.
Thank you, Josh Mings, AIA. Do we have a second?
I second.
Thank you, Julie Hacker, FAIA. If that, I hereby adjourn this annual meeting. Happy holidays, and we will see you in 2025.